Hey there, my amazing angling friends. Your old buddy is back with another crucial fishing forecast that could just make or break your next trip. Today we're diving deep into what the waters of Ireland have in store for us on the 14th of October, 2025. Now, I've got some fascinating insights that might surprise you, so stick around because this day is shaping up to be truly unique for autumn angling. We'll uncover why the fish will be biting or not, and how you can use that knowledge to land some cracking catches. Trust me, you don't want to miss the practical tips I've got brewing for you today, based on real data I've pulled from the depths of the internet. This Tuesday promises a mix of conditions that will challenge us, but also offer some incredible opportunities for those who know where and how to cast. Let's talk tactics and target species, because knowing what to chase and how to do it is half the battle, especially in Ireland's changeable autumn conditions. Based on our current data and seasonal trends, we're going to focus on 4 fantastic species this week: the mighty pike, the ever-present perch, the delicious flounder, and the hard-fighting bass. First up, the toothy freshwater titans, the pike. Autumn is prime time for these predators in Ireland as they enter a major feeding frenzy, trying to pack on weight before the real chill of winter sets in. On the 14th of October, with daytime temperatures hovering around 9 to 13 degrees Celsius, pike will be active but may prefer slightly deeper, warmer water if a cold snap hits. Look for them around significant weed lines, sudden drop-offs and submerged structures in larger lakes and slow-moving rivers. Why there? Because that's where baitfish will be congregating for warmth and shelter. For tackle, a medium-heavy spinning or bait casting setup is ideal. My little trick for pike on such a day is to start with large, slow-moving lures like big, soft plastic shads or jerkbaits. If those don't get a strike, switch to dead baits, such as sea fish like mackerel or herring fished on a ledger rig near the bottom. This calm presentation can often tempt cautious pike. Next, let's talk about our smaller but equally exciting perch. As the salmonid season winds down on most waters, coarse fishing truly comes into its own. Perch, in particular, will be schooling up in deeper areas of lakes and slower stretches of rivers where they feel secure, and baitfish are abundant. Given the water temperature of around 14 degrees Celsius, they'll be actively feeding, making them a great target. A light to medium spinning rod with a sensitive tip is perfect. Try small jigs, spinners, or even drop-shot rigs with small, soft plastic imitations of fry. Worms, especially a bunch of red worms or dendrobanas presented on a light feeder rig, will also be deadly. Friends, remember that perch love structure, so cast near jetties, fallen trees, or rocky outcrops. Moving to the coast, the humble yet rewarding flounder will be making its presence felt. These flatfish are in their best condition from late summer into autumn, feeding hard before their winter spawning migration. Sandy beaches, estuaries, and sheltered bays are your go-to spots. The key is to fish on the bottom, as these fish are scavengers. A standard ledger rig with a short snood and a flat lead will work wonders. The best bait, by my experience, is fresh lugworm or ragworm, but strips of mackerel or razor clam can also be highly effective. Cast into the surf or deeper channels during the incoming tide. Finally, for those who love a good fight, the sea bassal fishing can be excellent along the Irish coastline in autumn. With water temperatures around 14 degrees Celsius, bass will still be actively hunting, though they might be less inclined to chase fast-moving lures than in summer. Focus your efforts around rocky shorelines, estuaries, and sandy beaches with good tidal flow. During low tide, target deeper channels where baitfish might be concentrated. For shore anglers, fresh peeler crab or lugworm on a pulley rig is incredibly effective. If you're a lure angler, shallow diving crankbaits or surface poppers can still work in calmer periods, but soft plastic shades or needlefish imitations retrieved slowly along the bottom will likely produce more consistent results, especially during lower light conditions. Now for the nitty-gritty, the theoretical base behind all this. Let's break down the conditions for the 14th of October 2025. Weather. We're looking at a day with average daytime temperatures ranging from about 9 to 13 degrees Celsius, dropping to around 6 degrees Celsius by night. There's a small chance of light showers, perhaps around 2 to 3 millimeters of rain throughout the day. The wind will be a light southeasterly breeze, generally not exceeding 3 on the Beaufort scale. Atmospheric pressure, from what I can see, appears to be relatively stable, which is usually a good sign for fishing, as sudden drops can put fish off the bite. Why does this matter? Stable pressure allows fish to feed comfortably without the discomfort of rapid changes, while the cooler temperatures will push some species deeper and concentrate them, making them easier to locate. The light wind means less surface chop, which often leads to clearer water and potentially more visual hunting by predators. Water temperature. In mid-October, the average water temperature in Irish coastal waters is around 14 degrees Celsius. For freshwater bodies, it will be similar or slightly cooler, perhaps 12 to 14 degrees. This temperature is still well within the comfort zone for many autumn-feeding fish, allowing them to remain active and energetically chase prey. The slight cooling trend from summer encourages a pre-winter feeding spree. Moon phase. On the 14th of October 2025, we'll be in a waning crescent phase, with about 42% of the moon illuminated and getting smaller. Now, my friends, while the full moon is often associated with peak activity, many experienced anglers believe the waning crescent, especially in the days leading up to the new moon, can also be quite productive, particularly during low light periods like dawn and dusk. The theory is that as illumination decreases, fish feel more confident to venture out and feed. It's a great time to be on the water early morning or late evening. Overall fish activity. For this time of year in Ireland, we're seeing a general shift towards aggressive autumn feeding patterns. Predatory fish like pike and bass are often in a feed-up mode, actively seeking out meals. Brown trout also remain active and can offer excellent sport in certain areas. Coarse fish like perch will be schooling and actively feeding. Overall, the fish are preparing for winter, which means they need to eat. Considering all these factors, the relatively stable atmospheric pressure, moderate water temperatures, the light wind, and the active autumn feeding patterns, I'm giving the bite for the 14th of October 2025 an assessment of nooks and good to moderate. The slight chance of light rain and cooler temperatures won't shut down the bite, but rather encourage fish to feed in specific, often deeper, areas. The stable pressure is key here, giving fish confidence. So, my dear friends, for your fishing adventures on the 14th of October 2025, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. May your lines be tight and your catches be plentiful. No tail, no scales. If you found this forecast helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future insights. And tell me in the comments below, what are your plans for fishing this mid-October? And what's your go-to autumn lure or bait in Ireland? Share your stories and tips with our amazing community.